You wake up and for a second, just 1 second, everything feels fine. Then it hits you. That weight. That familiar, heavy silence in your chest, like something inside you is broken, like you are running on empty in a world that keeps demanding more. You look around. People are laughing, moving, achieving, living. And you? You are just here, dragging yourself through the day, wondering why nothing excites you anymore. Wondering why, no matter how hard you try, you feel like you are watching your own life from behind glass. They gave it a name. They called it depression. They handed you labels. They gave you explanations, chemicals, diagnoses, prescriptions. But what if they were wrong? What if the thing eating you alive is not a flaw? What if it is a signal? Today I am not going to tell you to think positive. I am not going to tell you to smile more, or be grateful, or breathe deeply. No, today we go deeper. Because you did not come here for comfort, you came here for the truth. And the truth is this: you are not broken, you are just in the wrong frame. Here is what no one tells you. The mind that feels everything deeply, the mind that cannot be switched off, is not a weak mind. It is an overloaded one. You were born with a nervous system that picks up frequencies other people cannot hear. You feel the weight of things they scroll past. You carry the grief of things that happened years ago, like they just happened this morning. That is not depression. That is depth. But here is the brutal truth you need to hear. The current mindset you are living in, it is destroying you. You have been comparing your internal war to other people's external performance. You see their highlight reel and mistake it for their whole story. You see their smiles and assume they have found something you have not. That is the trap. You are spending your energy trying to feel what they feel, trying to want what they want, trying to be light in a way that was never designed for you. The average person is built for average conditions. They are comfortable. They are fine. They do not ask big questions because they do not feel big things. But you feel everything. The injustice, the emptiness behind success, the loneliness in a room full of people, the quiet tragedy of a life lived on autopilot. That awareness, that sensitivity, it is not a disease. It is a design. The problem is no one taught you what to do with it. So it turned inward. It became self-destruction instead of self-mastery. And that is the only thing we are here to fix today. There was a man 2,000 years ago who understood this completely. His name was Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, the most powerful man on earth. And yet he wrote in his private journal words he never intended for the world to read, about sleeplessness, about feeling misunderstood, about the desire to disappear from the noise and simply think. He was not depressed. He was burdened with a consciousness too large for comfort. And in the silence of his tent, surrounded by war and responsibility, he wrote something that has survived 2,000 years. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Read that again, slowly. He is not saying life will get easier. He is not saying the pain will stop. He is saying, the only territory you can ever truly conquer is the one inside your skull. Marcus Aurelius was not happy. He was powerful. There is a massive difference. Happiness is fragile. It depends on conditions. It depends on other people, on weather, on luck. Power, inner power, depends on nothing outside yourself. And that is what the Stoics built their entire philosophy around. Not the elimination of suffering, but the mastery of the self within it. That is what we are going to build in you today. 7 lessons. each one carved from ancient philosophy and modern psychology, each one a weapon for the mind you are building. Lesson 1. The principle of the signal. Every emotion is information, not instruction. Most people treat their emotions like commands. They feel sad, so they act sad. They feel hopeless, so they stop. They feel rage, so they destroy. The Stoic treats emotion differently, as a signal, a messenger, not the message itself. When you feel that heavy, dark weight in your chest, your mind is not telling you to give up. It is telling you something is misaligned. Something in your environment, your relationships, or your purpose does not match who you actually are. Real-world application. The next time you feel that darkness come, do not run from it and do not drown in it. Sit with it for 3 minutes. Ask it one question. What are you trying to show me? Practical step for today. Write down one thing in your life that feels deeply wrong. Not what you feel, but what situation is causing the feeling. That is your signal. Drop this in the comments. My emotions are a signal, not a sentence. Lesson 2. The principle of selective exposure. You are not depressed. You are overstimulated by a world designed to break you. Social media shows you 1,000 lives you are not living. News feeds you a constant stream of catastrophe. The people around you may be draining your energy without even knowing it. Seneca wrote that we become what we spend our time with, not metaphorically, literally. The inputs shape the mind. Real-world application. You have been consuming information built for the masses, for people who do not think deeply. That information is noise, and your sensitive mind amplifies every frequency. Practical step for today. Pick one digital input you will cut for 7 days. One platform, one toxic group chat, one negative person. Remove the noise and watch the signal get clearer. Lesson 3. The principle of the long view. The person who suffers most in this life is the one who only lives in today. The pain you feel right now is real. I will not take that from you, but it is also temporary. Everything is. Marcus Aurelius called it memento mori, the remembrance of death. Not as something dark, but as perspective. In 100 years, not one thing that is causing you pain today will matter. The argument, the failure, the rejection, the humiliation, all of it. Dust. Real-world application. The mind that suffers believes its current state is permanent. It believes this pain is the final chapter. It is not. It is one paragraph in a book that has not finished being written. Practical step for today. Write one sentence. What do I want to be true about my life in 5 years? Just one sentence. Then ask, does what I am doing today move toward that sentence or away from it? Drop this in the comments. I am building the long game. Lesson 4. The principle of chosen suffering. This knowledge is for protection, not destruction. There is suffering that finds you, and suffering you choose. The Stoics made a radical distinction between the two. Suffering that finds you, illness, loss, betrayal, must be endured with dignity. You did not choose it. You cannot avoid it. The only question is whether you will let it define you or refine you. But then there is chosen suffering, the cold shower you take to build discipline, the hard conversation you have to preserve your integrity, the years of invisible work you put in before anyone notices. The sensitive mind often avoids chosen suffering and then wonders why life feels like it is happening to them instead of because of them. Real-world application. Your darkness is fuel. The question is whether you are burning it under a collapsed building or under an engine. Practical step for today. Pick one uncomfortable thing you have been avoiding for more than a week. Do it today, not because it will feel good, because doing hard things on purpose is how you reclaim your own power. Drop this in the comments. I choose my hard. It does not choose me. Lesson 5. The principle of radical self-witness. You cannot heal what you refuse to see. Most people in pain are inside their pain. They are swimming in it, drowning in it. They cannot see it clearly because they are too close. The Stoic practice of self-witness, what Marcus called the view from above, teaches you to observe your own mind the way a doctor observes a patient, with care, with curiosity, without judgment. Real-world application. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching your thoughts. That tiny distinction changes everything, because if you can observe the darkness, you are not the darkness. Practical step for today. For the next 7 days, write 3 lines every morning. What am I feeling? What do I believe is causing this? What would my most powerful self do with this feeling? Drop this in the comments. I am the observer, not the storm. Lesson 6. The principle of identity architecture. You are not who you were. You are who you are choosing to become. One of the most dangerous things a suffering person does is build an identity around their pain. I am someone who struggles. I am someone bad things happen to. I am not like other people. The Stoics taught that identity is not fixed, it is constructed. Daily, through action, through discipline, through the repeated choice to act in alignment with your highest values, even when, especially when, you do not feel like it. Real-world application. The sensitive, deep-feeling people who changed the world did not do it because their pain disappeared. They did it because they gave their pain a direction. Practical step for today. Write this sentence and put it somewhere you will see it. I am not defined by what has hurt me. I am defined by what I build from it. Drop this in the comments. I am the architect of my identity. Lesson 7. The principle of the silent fire. The most powerful force in nature does not announce itself. The ocean does not warn the shore. The earthquake does not send an invitation. And the person who has gone through the darkest night and come out the other side does not need to perform their strength for anyone. There is a kind of power that grows in silence, in solitude, in the long hours of rebuilding yourself when no one is watching. That power is not loud. It is not impressive from a distance, but it is unbreakable. Real-world application. Stop telling people how much you are struggling. Stop explaining yourself to those who have not earned the right to your inner world. Go quiet. Go deep. Let your transformation speak when the time comes. Practical step for today. Identify one person you have been oversharing your pain with, not out of malice toward them, but as protection for yourself. Give yourself permission to be quiet about your growth. Let your results do the talking. We have come to the moment that matters. Not the moment of motivation, not the temporary rush of feeling good, but the real moment, the one where something shifts permanently. Listen to me carefully. The old you is dead. The one who believed the darkness was a prison. The one who compared themselves to people who were never meant to be their measuring stick. The one who mistook depth for damage and sensitivity for weakness. That version of you, it does not serve you anymore, and you do not need to mourn it. You belong to no one, not to your past, not to the people who misunderstood you, not to the diagnoses, the labels, the limitations other people placed on you like chains. You are not their version of you. You have never been their version of you. You are something that cannot be named easily, something that was always uncomfortable in ordinary spaces, because you were never built for ordinary depths. You are the storm, not the kind that destroys without purpose, the kind that clears, the kind that breaks the old, stagnant air and replaces it with something electric, something clean, something new. The storm does not apologize for the thunder. It does not soften itself for those who prefer calm weather. It moves, it transforms, it passes through. And when it is gone, everything is different. You were not given this darkness to be destroyed by it. You were given it because somewhere in the architecture of your soul, there is a capacity to hold it, to understand it, to transform it. Most people cannot do that. They do not have the wiring for it. You do. That is why this has been so hard. Not because you are broken, because you were built for more than easy. If you made it here, to the end of this, I want you to know something. You did not click on this video by accident. You were not brought here by chance. Something in you was already searching, already moving toward this. That is not nothing. That is the beginning. Subscribing to this channel is not about numbers. It is not about algorithms or content strategies. It is a choice, a declaration. It is you saying, I am done consuming noise. I am ready to build something real. I am ready to understand my own mind deeply enough to stop being afraid of it. Every video on this channel is built for the person who thinks too much, feels too deeply, and refuses to settle for a surface-level existence. If that is you, you already know what to do. And before you go, I want to leave you with one question. Not a motivational question, not a comfortable one. If you stopped running from the thing you feel inside you, and instead asked it what it was trying to build, who would you become? Think about that, and come back tomorrow, because this is only the beginning.